Prime Minister Mia Motley tours Barwon's new outdoor market and is encouraged by what she's seen there. Another threat to escalate protests over the removal of the statue of Lord Nelson. And in sports, Windies batsman Shamar Brooks confident in West Indies' top order despite poor returns in warm-up matches.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
A very good evening to you with this Saturday edition of CBC Newsnight. I'm Ryan Broom. In our top story, Prime Minister Mia Motley has expressed a vision for Barbados where more local products are grown and consumed and everyone thrives. Now, she made her feelings known during a ceremony of appreciation for the new Barwon Super Outdoor Market. CBC's Shane Jones was on the Mighty Grinder Highway this morning.
All must live. Prime Minister Mia Motley repeated that phrase at least 4 times during her remarks as she hammered home the importance of entrepreneurship in Barbados, especially as it relates to fruit and vegetable vendors. Since its opening, the Barwon Super Outdoor Market has been doing extremely well, and the Prime Minister believes the opportunity for progression must be afforded to all.
We took a decision as a government not simply to decriminalize illegal vending, but in the same way we have a deal for tourism, in the same way we have a deal for small business, we must have a deal for vendors and small people in this country as well. And that the legislative framework cannot simply be about the decriminalization of illegal vending, but must also be about the platform to move them to the next level.
Ms. Motley stressed the need for Barbadians to grow their own food.
It is within our power to grow the food that we eat. It is within our power to spend the money that we spend to buy food, to buy some of this rather than to buy corn curls and to eat macaroni pie every day. It is killing us. It is making you more vulnerable to COVID. And I ask us to be able to address every aspect of food production and food security in this country.
Minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Investment, Marcia Cattle, was at the market getting some veggies for her kitchen. She says she loves the atmosphere.
It's grown on the work of, Barwon and its supporters and people who really want to make sure that people could do what they need to do and earn a living in dignity with enough space and enough infrastructure, access to water and electricity. These are important things. When we talk about entrepreneurship and small business and ease of doing business, it's not just for companies in large buildings. It's for all of us.
Vendor Juanita Evelyn loves the move.
Deal with them, but down here it's really nice and the atmosphere is lovely, and there are so many people who comes down here who wouldn't normally go to the market in town because there's no parking. They didn't like the atmosphere up there, so down here it's really beautiful.
Agriculture Minister Indar Weir officially declared the market open. Shane Jones, CBC News.
Thanks, Shane. Well, a local pastor is confident the move to online church services will not take away from the physical attendance at services on Sundays or whenever congregations meet. Now, many churches started utilizing virtual platforms to get their messages out during the COVID-19 lockdown. Now the island is reopening and churches have been given the green light to once again welcome back their flock to in-person meetings. Pastor Andrea Simmons, senior pastor at Calvary Temple Community Church in St. Philip, says rather than a threat, the virtual platform provides a wide range of opportunities.
People are not rushing to go back into a building. They're enjoying the virtual platform at home with, they got bacon and eggs, a cup of coffee. You don't have to bathe, nothing. So, but I think beyond that, people desire something fresh. So they're saying, without saying it, Pastor, don't tell me that you're bringing me back in that building to do things the same way again. Something that was as disruptive as COVID-19 to our lives. I believe the church now has to find and do something that is equally transformative.
And Pastor Simmons says Calvary's experience with the virtual services has been phenomenal.
We had no social media presence prior to that. Certainly not within the context of a church service. We had a Facebook page, but there was no church service going on. But we started that, so that's about 14 weeks ago. And we have seen, I should think it's 3,000% increase. 3,000% increase in terms of attendance, online attendance.
Welcome back. Well, protests in all 30 of the country's constituencies will be the next course of action if calls for the removal of Lord Nelson are not heeded. And that's the word from General Secretary of the Caribbean Movement for Peace and Integration, David Denny. Now, he was speaking as the organization held another protest outside the U.S. Embassy earlier today. Our Sharika Griffith was there, and she has this report.
There was a noticeable decline in the number of supporters at the second Black Lives Matter protest held outside the U.S. Embassy in as many months. But organizer and General Secretary of the Caribbean Movement for Peace and Integration, David Denny, says the group will continue to strongly protest what it sees as injustices against black people. That includes calls for the removal of the controversial Lord Nelson statue in National Hero Square.
If the government refused to remove Lord Nelson, okay, by the 1st of August, we're going to take the protest action into the communities and next to every member of parliament constituency office in Barbados. So we will move around the country and we will protest in every constituency.
The group is also demanding conditions for economic democracy be created to allow black businessmen and women to succeed.
The Caribbean Movement for Peace and Integration, we support the BOSS project because we see the project as a project that can benefit working class people within the public service. The government needs to democratize the state corporation and allow working class people to invest in these institutions rather than just create the condition for the private sector. Because working class people have a lot of money within the credit union system in Barbados, and the credit unions need to back working class people or back its members when it comes to the whole question of investment.
Mr. Denny suggests regional credit unions could use a similar approach to invest in regional air carrier Liat. The organization's next protest will be on July 26, the day of national significance. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Thanks, Sharika. Well, local artists have been embracing technology more throughout the COVID-19 pandemic to connect with fans and remain relevant. Now, one of them is 2019 party monarch Mikey, has been using the platforms for local and international gigs.
And I actually did a few virtual events locally and for locally and internationally. I did Grand Cayman, I did Baltimore, I did one at Aruba as well. I have about 2 or 3 more, right? So it got roll with the times, but it hard. It's significantly harder because you don't have the energy to feed off of from the fans and the people. So I'm really looking forward to when we could be back outside again.
Now, Mikey was speaking after releasing his 2 2020 singles here at CBC on 98.1 The One. Now, even though the 2020 Cropover Festival has been cancelled, he still decided to release music for fans during this difficult time.